Okay, that's pretty cool. Every time you sign into the game after a chapter, the title screen changes. That's pretty cool. Okay, so once again, greetings everyone. It's B.A.G or Believers and Gamers here. And welcome back to Finding the Worth in Xenoblade Chronicles 2. So last time around, after playing the game, I got in my head about what I was doing. So, in case you are unaware, sometimes when you're just trying to do something good, or do something for God, you can start questioning if that thing really is from God, is good, this one, that one, or something along the lines of that. So, in my bed, I was asking God, hey, can you show me Jesus in the game? And the second thought I had was, it's probably Rex, isn't it? And so I have a habit of when I, look into any kind of media to look up the names of the characters there, because at least in Eastern type media, the names of the characters actually have a lot of meaning that the character themselves are intended to represent. So Rex's name means king, which we probably already know from the Tyrannosaurus Rex. But in Xenoblade Chronicles 3, he becomes the representative of the House of Cassini, and Cassini means humble. So when you put these two together, it becomes King Humble or Humble King, which can be described, it does describe Jesus. Also, Rex is called a child by Nia, and Jesus says that in order to enter the kingdom of God, you must have childlike faith. Basically, meaning that you have to believe that what he's saying is true and not have skepticals on and go, like a bunch of people were back in the day who were questioning him. In addition to that, he dies and resurrects within the first chapter of the game, and he comes back with a flaming sword. Now, the flaming sword part, together, I'd have to read the Bible again to double check on that, but I know in the book of Revelations it speaks of Jesus wielding a sword, and he is said to be the one who baptizes people with fire, so all that kind of lines up. And, you may look at all this as, oh, wait, no, I have more. sorry, I have more. Zeke is short for Ezekiel, and that is a book in the Bible. If I remember correctly, my Xenoblade lore, it's been a minute since I played this game, but he is a descendant of Adam, and Jesus is called the second Adam. I don't know if, Rex is a second Adam or anything close to that. And Torah is the name of the Old Testament that I believe the Jewish people call it by. And I'm not sure about this last one, but I'm going to say it anyways, that Morag can mean Mary or Sarah, I believe, in a Jewish tongue. Again, I'm not so sure about that one. That one's the one that I'm, kind of 50-50 on. But in any case, you may say all that's a coincidence and stuff like that. Everything happened to line up. It was luck, it was this or that. So, first and foremost, personally, I am not a big believer in luck or coincidences, because coincidences, I feel a lot of people use to mean to say accidents. Like, it's an accident that everything just happened to line up. But in my belief, I believe that first and foremost, God is in everything. He is the creator of the whole world. He is in everything. And if you are willing to look into a specific subject matter to find God, you will find him. Hence, why I'm doing this in the first place. So with that being said, not only that, if you start classifying things as coincidences, you then you rob the intentionality any creator has for their creation. So, for instance, I established in part 1 of the series, chapter 1, that, the creator at least had some intentions of bringing, some biblical stuff in there in the Trinity processor, which is obviously referencing the Holy Trinity. And so we have this. I had another example, but it's not coming to me at the top of my mind. But nevertheless, okay, you know what? That works. Vegeta. Vegeta in Dragon Ball Z, and how his clothes start off fully armored, but as he goes on later and later throughout the series, he loses more and more of those armored clothing until he's just in some tank top and sweatpants by Z's proper end. If we were to view that as a coincidence, then all of this is an accident. You know, it just so happens that his clothing mirrors his change in personality that is going on throughout the series. And, you know, that just, it robs the creator of whatever intention they had. You know, like when you say to a person, wow, you're really talented. And, you know, they've been grinding out at whatever thing they've been doing for however many years. You have robbed them of the accolades of all their hard work in order to backhandedly compliment them, which probably was never anyone's intention who did that. That is a long ways to say that I believe that whenever something like this happens, that it is intentional. It is, in a sense, God's will. And when I ended up finding that, I got like a fire renewed in me for this. I was already excited to play Xenoblade Chronicles 2. You can tell by the fact that I haven't even started the game up yet. But after finding all that out, that really did help me want to continue in playing this game.
And so, Papunin wisely ran away for dear life.
Wise? Who wise now? You useless idiot! Why can Papunin not even die properly? What if they ask Banner to repay money?
Huh? Die? Repay who?
None of your business. Anyway, tell me where Rex and Blade went.
Rex, Titan, and friends ran away. Went to south of Cyclus Sea. After that, Banner knew as much as Papunin. Storm was very thick, so Papunin...
Papunin lose them, yes?
Yes, but...
And then run away like coward?
Yes, but...
Banner not wanting feeble excuses of Papunin! Just get back here! You got lot of work to do! Even pricey insurance Banner take out on Maelstrom go to waste. Still, how interesting. Heading southward from Cyclus Sea. In current season, that likely take them to Gormont. You, girl, get Consul Dougal on the line, immediately!
Yes, sir. One moment, please.
Why, if it isn't Chairman Banner! What an unexpected pleasure! May I just say that I admire how you rebranded those broken core crystals. And selling them on to the dunderheads back in Morardain. Absolutely sublime!
Banner did not call to hear pointless flattery. And blubbering about core crystals on unsecured line? Is Dougal some kind of idiot? What if Indol tap our communication?
Oh, of course. I'm very sorry.
Man, forget it. We got bigger fishes to fry.
Oh? What's going on?
Listen up.
Oh, thank goodness. You aren't injured at all, are you?
No, I'm fine, I guess. Where?
I'm not certain. We seem to have washed up on a Titan of some kind.
A Titan? Where's Gramps? And Nia? We gotta find them. They can't be far.
Okay.
I'm sure you're itching to get searching for Gramps and Nia, but I should warn you, you probably encounter a few enemies along the way. You want to be prepared so that I'd better quickly fill you in on how Rex gets stronger and improves his capabilities. Among the things you will earn completing a battle are two important types of points, WP and SP. WP means weapon points. You can think of these as a measure of your level of skill that Rex has with a weapon, and you'll need them to level up his arts. The same art will deal much higher damage to enemies at a higher level, so it's worth strengthening your arts at the earliest opportunity. Give it a go by heading to Menu, Characters, Character Setup, Enhance Arts. SP is skill points. These represent how well Rex is trained in his battle techniques, and they are used to unlock passive skills. Try doing the thing by go to the affinity chart instead. Let me take this chance to bend your ear quickly about driver stats. Every driver has a few basic ones, namely HP, Strength, Ether, Dexterity, Agility, and Skill. HP, the driver's health, that will they'll fall if it drops to Zilch. Strength affects the damage of physical arts. Ether affects damage and healing. Oh, really? I don't know what affect healing. That's good to know now. Dexterity affects the accuracy, agility affects evasion, luck, it makes it easier to resist debuffs and reactions. Okay. So, with that being said, there was one more thing I wanted to cover from the intro that I didn't get a chance to, and it was kind of bugging me. So, the thing that I also wanted to say was that even the Bible does stuff like this. Like, it will allow you to search out certain things. So, one of the things that I was brought to notice recently was that Moses is what we call a type and shadow, or I guess for layman, a lack of a better term, an allegory for Jesus. And that, one of the first miracles that either did was turn water into blood in Moses' case, and Jesus turned water into wine. But in Jesus' case, the wine represents his blood, so pretty similar. And that both of them ended up leading the people. Moses led the Israelites, Jesus led everyone else in the world, including the Israelites, into freedom. So it doesn't just end on separate media like this, it also goes into even the Bible itself. Strength, agility, allows the use of driver art assigned to X at the start of battle. That sounds pretty alright, actually. What's driver art X for me? Oh, it's anchor shot. Nah, I don't need that. We can hit harder. Increases dexterity. I don't think I need that for this part in the game. If I fight an enemy that is dodging me left, right, and sideways, I will be impressed. Actually, in this game, that can just happen. If I go to Pyra, I got nothing. And this. Okay.
My usefulness has increased.
And that is... okay, just increases the power by 20%. Alright, so funnily enough, this was one of the things I ended up ignoring because, again, I took that very long break during Xenoblade Chronicles 2 my first time around, so very important that I pay attention to it this time so I don't end up with extremely weak blades early on. Oh, okay. Hold on, I almost forgot to talk about something really important, how to develop your blade's capabilities. There are three main ways to develop a blade: weapon mod, equipping aux cores, and affinity chart. The weapon mod is exactly what it sounds like. A blade's weapon is tied to them from the moment they are awakened, so it can't be just replaced. You can apply core chips to the main menu by going to the blade and hitting weapon mod. If you come across a shop selling core chips during your adventure, it's always a good idea to invest in some new ones. Next, let's talk about the affinity chart. This is a chart that shows the range of the proficiencies available to a specific blade. Here's where you can acquire and enhance abilities like arts or field skills. Field skills Sorry, I just realized what I was saying. Field skills can be a great help in removing obstacles in your path. These abilities and power-ups can be had by fulfilling the conditions for the affinity rewards on the affinity chart. There's a whole host of goals for you to aim for, and go there. Finally, Ox cores, these like accessories specifically for blades to equip. Perhaps it's a little too soon to talk about these. Save the details. If I remember correctly, field skills were very annoying to deal with, but that's also probably just a product of me ignoring the affinity chart to begin with. So I'm interested to see how that works out.
Don't give up on me. I'll keep you safe, Pyra. Salvage's honor.
Thank you. That means a lot to me, Rex.
So with that being said, let's... Every time. Is it the same in Xenoblade Chronicles 3? I think it is, but something in my head just wants me to hit X instead of start. So, use a blade art. Oh, that's the, okay. So I actually wanted to talk about that, the blade arts thing. I'm actually... I guess I shouldn't be surprised. I hit the wrong button again. I guess I shouldn't be surprised that the game itself does inform me about that, but I was of the belief that the game did a lot less to inform me about blade arts in general. I guess it was chain attacks that the game didn't talk to me much more about, that I got them confused with. With that being said,
I'll try even harder for the next one. Just you wait.
Okay. So with that being said, now that we actually have Pyra, I'm probably going to want to talk about it after we get to this next section of the game, because it is coming up on us very closely. I forgot that I wasn't supposed to be doing this. I'm supposed to be skipping some encounters. It truly is just a habit. If you leave me alone with a video game, at some point I will just start fighting all the enemies I can.
Gramps!
It is good to see you uninjured, Rex.
How awful.
Hold on. I should have some herbs.
You are kind, but no amount of human medicine would suffice.
But...
Weep not, my boy. This is my fate.
I can't help it. Can I?
No parting is forever. We will surely meet again when the flow of the ether wills it. The days with you were the best I ever had. Until we meet again, Rex.
Gramps. Gramps. Gramps!
I told you not to cry, didn't I, Rex? Rex? Rex?
Gramps!
Rex!
What? Gramps? How is that?
It can't be.
Use your eyes. Don't you recognize me?
Well, not really, no.
I am so confused right now.
So you see, by maximizing cellular regeneration to retain all vital bodily functions. I seem to have reverted to a larval stage.
Well, that's quite handy. Must be nice to be a Titan.
This isn't something just any old Titan can do. Only one so advanced as myself. Rex, are you angry?
I'm not. It's more that I didn't want you to see me blubbering like a baby.
Oh, it's okay to be angry.
So, when will you be back to your old self?
Good question. No more than 300 years.
300 years? But I'll be long dead by then.
I suppose that's true.
But what about my house? Do I have to live in the streets?
Perhaps this is an opportunity to fly the nest.
You mean pay rent?
Miser boots.
It's a massive extra expense. Still. Glad you're okay, Gramps. Oh, shoot. We can't stand around all day. We have to find Nia.
Nia? You mean that driver and her blade from before?
Yeah. They kind of saved our lives.
I do hope they're all right.
Gramps, do you remember anything?
I remember crashing through many trees before landing here. They probably fell off then.
That's not a whole lot to go on.
Perhaps we would have some luck following the trail of broken trees.
Good thinking, Pyra. Let's go.
By the way, Rex, is that a core crystal I see shining on your chest? Just what happened to you?
I'll tell you later. Right now, we need to find Nia.
Oh, now this makes a nice change.
I wonder if I'm gonna... Okay, good. I actually have a decent bit of time to talk about it. So I wanted to talk, since I more or less have access to the actual combat system now, about the tutorial. Of course. What you're looking at right now is a collection point. Check here to uncover collectible items. You'll find collection points all over Alres, and each area will have its own section of items to discover. Also, some of them are locked behind field skills. Thanks for that. The collectibles that you find come in handy during the adventure, so check them out. So I wanted to talk about what's the word I was looking for? Linear thinking, and this game, or actually just in video games in general. So, with how do I begin this? I guess to say that in video games, you will always have this type of saying where a person can optimize all the fun out of a game. And that happens when they basically look for, I don't know, any kind of statements that go along the lines of how to become broken in the first 5 minutes of the game. And here's a field skill thing. I don't need a tutorial for that one. You know, how to become invincible in the first 5 minutes of the game, or broken, or whatever the thing you decide to put it as. So, when I was playing Xenoblade Chronicles 2 for the first time and took that massive break, because I was unable to properly follow up all the lines of logic that I used to have, all the tutorializations and stuff that was lost to me at the time, I ended up having to rely on guide videos in order to get me back up to snuff. But because I ended up doing that, I ended up not understanding the game as well as I could have, because I didn't ask myself any questions about what it was I was doing. Now this also applies to the fact that how I used to play games in general. I didn't even try to find a strategy. It was more like I banged my head against the wall and hope for the best. And a lot of times video games don't necessarily stop you from playing like that. So in the case of linear thinking, when I was watching the guides, I ended up adopting that I adopted only what that player said. It's Enel, by the way, you probably already figured that out, but I only adopted what he had said about that particular strategy. and I never went out of my way to think up how else the game works in X, Y, or Z conditions, and because of that, it hampered a lot of my understanding about this game and its systems and mechanics, which is to say, I'm very interested in getting a chance to get my hands on this game again and come up with my own answers.
What's that sound?
I felt a ripple in the ether. It feels like a driver is using a blade in battle. I'm certain of it.
Let's go.
Okay.
My lady, leave this to me.
I'm not just gonna abandon you, Droma.
What? We're here to help. Mia!
Rex! What are you doing here?
My lady, now's our chance. Let's attack.
All right then.
So, what I mean to say when I say get a chance to before you help Nia, allow me to explain a little about how you fight when you have multiple drivers in the party. The icon that the arrow is pointing to shows the weakness that the enemy has. Since it's the fire icon, it's weak to fire, so Pyra's got something of an advantage here. Next, let's talk about how to get members back on their feet. When a driver's HP it reaches 0, they'll be incapacitated. As long as you have meter in the party gauge, you can move over to the incapacitated party member and press A to revive them. Even if I'm incapacitated myself, my party members will come to revive me in the same way, just need party gauge. I also need to tell you about blade combos, but to do that, first we'll need to do launch. First, we need to launch a special, fill up your special gauge, this time, so fire away. Oh, okay, there was another one. You should try out a blade combo where performing a fire element special to a water special. First up, trigger Pyra's level 1.
My powers will finish this.
Oh, it's on.
Okay, here we go. Let's keep this
Okay.
up and we'll win for sure.
To link a blade combo, you need to use a special one level higher than the previous one. I'll bump Nia's to 2, so press ZL to trigger it.
Just
Okay. Oh, that's it? No more? Sure. With that being said, what I'm trying to do now, aside from come up with my own answers, is just to see what it is that my takeaway from the game is. Again, I can rely on person X or Y to give me an opinion, but quite frankly, I think games are just more interesting when you kind of go into them looking at X, Y, and Z and seeing what it is that you can do. Oh, it wore off. Sorry, I was too busy talking to notice.
Stronger than before.
much stronger. So why you guys even... Well, I guess that's a stupid question.
Indeed.
Seriously, it's good to see you. And you're all right.
Right back at you. Hey, by the way, what happened to the big guy who saved us? The Titan.
Are you talking about me?
Wait, what? How?
That's sort of a long story. Let's get somewhere we can rest. I'll tell you all about it then.
That seems prudent. My lady?
Sure. Lead the way. I see. So you two are off to Elysium. Listen, I never thanked you properly. For saving us, I mean. Dromag said that you carried us all the way here.
We owe you our lives, Titan. No need to thank me. After all, you were the ones who saved Rex.
Don't mention it. So, you Titans can regenerate. Pretty handy.
This isn't something just any old Titan can...
You can retire that line now.
Excuse me. I'd like less of that attitude. If you had listened to me and declined that reckless job to begin with, we wouldn't be in this mess. Take a nap, you said. like I was some kind of doddery old man.
Okay, I get it. I'm a terrible disappointment. Look how sorry I am.
Can you not muster even a shred of sincere remorse?
Sorry, but I can't.
What?
If I hadn't taken the job, they'd have got their hands on Pyra.
Rex,
I couldn't let that happen. No way. They can never take her.
Hello there. Still awake, I see.
I can't seem to sleep. It's good to see you again, Azurda.
Likewise. Though you've changed a lot since last we met, Pyra.
I suppose I have. A lot's happened.
Yes, it has. I wanted to thank you for saving my dear Rex. And I need to know what you told him. Is that what you really intend?
Yes. It is my true desire.
I see. Well, that's good enough. I have no reason to doubt you, Pyra.
That said, I do have one other goal now.
Jin and Malos.
I cannot allow them to continue with their current course.
The fate of an Aegis never changes.
Right.
And you're going to get Rex mixed up in this? I'm not blaming you. No matter how hard you tried, that boy would find some way to get involved. I see half your core is missing. Seems you've taken on quite a burden.
Azurda,
Promise me you'll take care of Rex.
I will.
Right then. We should probably try and find a town or something. Does anyone have any idea where we are?
This is Gormott, a province of the Ardanian Empire. You must have seen the Gormott Titan before.
Yeah. Only from a distance, though.
We're somewhere around its belly.
So, this is Gormott, huh? Hang on a second. Nia, your ears. Are you Gormotti?
Well done, genius. Took you long enough.
Gormott is the land of my lady's birth.
Wow. Well, that's reassuring.
If we want to find a town, the first step is to get out of this forest. Keep heading up, and we'll hit the plain soon. The town's that way.
Brilliant. Let's get going.
So, there's a lot I wanted to talk about. Like, we're a handful of minutes in. Where's my phone at? That many minutes. Yeah. And, so, considering the fact that this game, in Xenoblade Chronicles 2 in particular, brings such an array of accents into the mix, I really wanted to just praise it for doing so. Well, praise it? Is that the word I want to use? I'll give it a lot of credit for doing so, not so much praise it. And I say this because a lot of Western-related stuff, you know, like anything that's coming out of America is probably going to have a Northern American accent attached to it, right? But in a game like Xenoblade Chronicles 2, thanks to the fact that, well, a lot of places in the UK speak English, we can have a much greater array of accents in there, which helps what's the word I'm looking for? Which helps sell how big Xenoblade Chronicles 2 world is. Like, I don't know what it is about it, and I'm really grateful that Xenoblade Chronicles 3 ended up going with the same trend of just including as many accents as possible in the game, because it helps the world just feel that much bigger. There are other series that do something along the lines of that. Primarily, I'm told it's Yakuza that the Yakuza series that does this, but because of my limited knowledge of Japanese, despite having played those games in the past, I haven't been able to appreciate how different certain characters sound like.
Let's see what I can do with this.
It just says increase trust. Oh, okay, increase trust to 100. What about...
My power ever grows.
Restores 3 HP when using a driver art. Let's see. Knowledge of ancient civilizations used to decode ancient writing. Acquire mechanical items from the collectible list. Alright, well, that's probably going to take a second. Oh, wait, I can switch to Nia, can't I? Change order. Yes! Alright. Oh, okay. Oh, yep. And I can... How would I get off Dromark? Wait. Oh, okay, wait.
Just do what we
No,
always
no,
do.
wait. Hold up.
I'll
Hold
handle
up.
it.
I'm holding the button. Okay, there we go. I had to press R and... my Xenoblade Chronicles 3 brain. Alright, well, I guess we'll just random drop a Dromark for now. Oh, something's down there. Nothing's down here. Wait, I'm definitely wrong.
I wonder what we will
And he
find.
has an opening chest animation. I never knew. I really gotta stop hitting the X button. Sorry, I'm definitely not thinking when it comes to menuing right now.
This is an area where I excel.
I guess we're getting off Dromark net. No! I didn't know! That's actually wild. I didn't anticipate this. Alright. What do I even say to that? That's great. Okay. Field skill. Looks like you found a treasure trove, but as you may have noticed, it's different from the regular kind. The icon above indicates a field skill. But even if you can't open a treasure trove right away, there's no need to despair. If you develop your blades and help them acquire field skills from affinity charts, someday you'll be able to open it. So I guess the primary question is, how do you raise the affinity charts? I assume by getting into fights, but is there any other method? Oh, moving left to right doesn't look so good. Okay. No? I don't know how to get off Dromark. Alright. So, field skills. I don't know a single person who played Xenoblade Chronicles 2 who liked them, to be quite honest. And they're not a bad concept, right? Being able to give blades their unique aspects that give you reason to switch from one to the other, that works, right? The issue is how often they feel like they're needed. How often they feel like they're needed, and how if you don't have a blade that is all the way maxed out in one, then you actually just have to switch up your entire party in order to get the field skill to work, which then forces you to switch your entire party back to what you actually wanted. That Arachno is going wild. So Nia has Break, and eventually Rex will gain Topple, and I assume Tora has Smash. Smash is the new property that was introduced into this game, right? Yes, no, it's not Smash, it was Launch. It was Launch. Launch is the new property, Smash is Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Spoiler warning for Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Let's see now. What's the time duration for this? Recharge is still 14, still 11, still 14, and still 8. Considering that Nia is the only character that has healing ability... No, that's a lie. Rex has healing abilities. But I don't think Rex can take advantage of them for a while. Let's just go with healing upgrades. Switch. Oh, no. 2 Rex and nothing. Okay. How do I get off the Romart? Real talk. Okay, I gotta push every button apparently. Nope. Okay. We're just on Dromark. Forget it. This is how it is. This is how it has to be.
This is an area where I excel.
Is it an area that he excels because he's a giant cat and he would scratch the trees and stuff like that? Or a lion? Yeah, a lion.
Oh, my goodness. What a wonderful view.
Spectacular indeed.
Yeah, this is great. Especially after slumming it on Gramps' back for so long.
It served you well enough.
Over there, that's Torigoth, biggest city in Gormont. I'll accompany you as far as the city. After that, I'm afraid you're on your own.
Oh, on our own?
Of course. I would have thought even you'd know why I can't be seen with you.
Because you're supposed to be one of them.
I haven't known them very long. But you know, they're still my crew.
Your crew? Even after they tried to kill you?
That's as may be. But they're the closest thing I have to a family.
Nia?
Right, let's go.
Okay, and we're gonna call it there. So, before we leave, I just want to give people the opportunity to accept Jesus into their lives, and as it says in Romans 10:9, if thou shalt confess with thy mouth the Lord Jesus, and shalt believe in thine heart that God hath raised him from the dead, thou shalt be saved. Or, in layman's terms, If you say with your mouth that Jesus is Lord and believe that God had rose him from the dead on the third day, then you shall be saved. So, with that being said, I appreciate you all for watching, and I will see you all next time. Until then.